Oh man, and I can't leave without asking you this last question, I promise. 20 years from now,
Yeah.
your son is gonna watch this video. What do you wanna say to him? 20 years from now, he's gonna watch this in 20 years.
From now.
20 years from now, he's gonna be watching this. So he'll be 26, 27, 26, yeah.
Somewhere there,
He'll
yeah.
be 26, 27.
20 years from now, number one, detach happiness from materialism.
Yeah.
Number two, don't conform to societal pressures of, in order for you to have people around you, whether romantic relationships, friendships, colleagues, whatever it may be, you need to have money to have people around you. Don't conform to those kind of normalities. Number three, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Your instincts will never, ever prove you wrong, and they will never lead you astray. Just stay true to yourself and your beliefs and your principles. But lastly, values are things that don't change. Develop your own core values that are true to who you are. And those never ever change. The minute they change, they are not values. They are not principles you can live by. So stick true to who you are and your values, and let those guide you into being the man you're going to be in society. And I can only hope that you'll be the best version of yourself and leave a people or a place better than when you found it. That's my
best version of yourself. Yo, I know, I'm my pockets of wisdom. Today you were just shooting, like you were throwing, man. But you know why? So before I close, the last question or the last message I'd like to hear from you. In 20 years' time, I want you to send a message to your kids.
Yeah.
That they'll be able to see.
Yeah.
20 years from now. What would you like to say to them?
Yeah. In 20 years' time, I'm now speaking to my kids, and I'm not there. They're listening to this.
Yes.
Number one, the voice inside
Yeah.
must always be stronger than the voices outside. It doesn't matter the situation, the time, the place.
Yeah.
The voice inside, your intuition is there. Kibadimu, bakopani, whispering to you. Never ever forget that. That's important. So it doesn't matter where the systems have taken us in 20 years' time, but always take a knee and acknowledge your ancestors. That's my message to my kids
Yeah.
in 20 years' time.
Love that show. Love that. Ladies and gentlemen, Tantalax, a young, feisty man who's a father. The last question before I let you go, my brother. So I want you to send a message to your boys that they will look back 20 years from now and remember. So put yourself 20 years ahead and send a message to your boys. What would that be?
Don't crush the Maybach. Don't crush the Maybach. All right? Please. It's very important. Equity in relationship is everything. Whether it's the woman you're going to fall in love with and bring home to say, Dad, I found the right one. Equity in relationship is everything. By now, everything that I have materially will be insignificant in 20 years. But the people I've introduced you to and how I've evolved with them, it is the best gift I can give you, because in your relationship is where you're going to actually understand the power of your balance sheet. So if you don't invest in those relationships, for going in the best school that I put you through, for going in, I mean, from month 3, my kids have been in private Montessori's to private schools. It has not been easy because that money doesn't fall from trees.
Absolutely.
But we put our kids through those institutions so that you can pick up a call to your friend who's now a CEO of Allen Gray or who's now a CEO of AT&T and say, hey, I'm coming through for vacation. So Dad did all of that to allow you the plethora of network that nothing can reduce it or minimize it to anything insignificant. You got all tools. Your relationships are your assets. Invest in them.
Yo, my brother, I'm going to keep you posted in terms of how far the movement. That's dope. Final question before we close this, bro. 20 years from now, what is the one thing you want to say to your kids? If they're going to watch this 20 years from now, what do you want them to see?
Actually, I've got braces on, so I'm speaking funny. But I got
20 years time, you won't have braces, man.
I got my braces because my daughter Gabby doesn't have the best teeth. And so he has to go get braces, and she was nervous and scared. And I said, baby,
Oh, wow.
I'll get braces with you.
Oh wow! So you went with her?
So I went and we got braces.
Damn, that's
You know what I
that's
mean?
fathering.
Yeah, I mean, that's just leading her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 20 years from now, I want you to know that I did the best with what I knew, with what I had.
Yeah.
That's it. I really did the best with what I knew and what I had. And for the things you wish I had done better, I wish I knew better.
Yeah.
I do every day better, because not only are you a child that I'm supposed to love, no, you're a responsibility that I have.
Yeah.
And I look at it like that.
Yeah.
And mine is to make sure that I try to get you to the next phases of your life, every phase, unharmed, feeling loved, having ticked all the boxes that you feel you need to progress.
And feeling protected, especially
All I
with
can
GBV.
do is the best I can with everything that I have. And I can't do any better than that. Because any better than that, I don't know. I read books to try and get that better.
Yeah.
You know, I am around you every day. I call you every day to try and know that better. So, love, what you have, what you are, is the best of what I had.
You heard it from him. It's the best of what he had. Amatama series. Saifar. Danko. Yo. Alright, so I'm standing with another timer as well. He's part of the production. Yeah, Mzansi Cribs Makeover. He actually looks after the sound to make sure that whatever is being portrayed out there, people have got a quality sound. His name is Dumi. He's my brother. He's also a father and he's married. How many kids do you have, Konshi?
I've got 3.
3. Boys, girls?
2 girls and a boy.
He's got 2 girls and a boy. So I'm just going to ask you 2 questions. The first question is, in 20 years' time from today, what message would you like your 3 kids, if they're to watch this 20 years from today, what would you like to say to them?
Wow.
That's why I don't prepare you, because I don't want you to think about the answer. It's like one of those difficult but important
Well,
questions.
I'll tell them to follow their hearts, to do them. Because, you know, Rona, when we were growing up,
Yeah.
we were channeled by our parents. They want you to be a doctor.
Yeah, or a teacher.
And you find yourself miserable after 20 years. So
Yeah.
I would say to them, they must do themselves and enjoy it.
Yeah, nice. Is your right? So I'm sitting here with a brother, a father, a husband. I work very closely with him on the Mzansi Cribs Makeover production. His name is Tabiso, and I'm just going to ask him 2 questions as part of the Amatama series. So what I want to ask you is, you are a father.
Yes,
You've got a daughter, ne?
Yeah, 2.
Two daughters. How old are they?
5 and 1.
5 and 1. Yeah, that's recent, most. 5 and 1. So if 20 years from today,
Yeah.
if you had to send a message to your daughters that they are going to watch 20 years from today, what would it be?
I think I would say to them, be anything that you want to be.
Yeah,
It does not have to be what daddy wants.
yeah,
Do you.
Yeah.
And do what makes you happy.
yeah.
Yeah, I would
Love
definitely
that.
say that to them.
Love that. That's actually dope. And the last question as I end this conversation with you, 20 years from now, your 4 kids will be whatever age, and you'll be whatever age. What is the one message you want to send to all 4 of them 20 years from now? Speak to the camera and tell them 20 years from now. They're going to be watching this 20 years from today.
So yeah, I'll tell my children that that they are loved and that they should take the opportunity to know themselves and know their parents very well, because ultimately this life is not about money, it's not about achievements, but it's about love and family, and they must make the most of the time that they have with their families, and that will make a lasting impact in their lives.
You heard it from Tabiso Madiba, a financial expert, a brother. That is special. And if you were in a position 20 years from now to say something to your 2 kids, so they're going to watch this in 20 years' time,
Yeah.
What are you gonna say to them? Speak to them.
Live life abundantly, man. Don't hold anything back. Take a leap of faith. You've got eagle wings, they'll spread, you know? Love, live, and wear a smile on your face. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
You've got wings.
They'll spread.
I love that.
Take
You've
a
got-
leap of faith. I think we
wings.
live in an environment, bro, where people are afraid of taking challenges.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Going back to Itaima, he often used to say to me, man, la mathambo lawo akusi glass.
Yeah.
You're not going to
Melaphuke.
break. You know? And malpuga, it's going to mend itself.
Uzophola,
Uzophola. So I think that's one thing that I've always said to people, guys, jump.
Yeah.
Jump. You've got wings.
Wings. I love that.
You've got wings.
I love that. Your parenting style as a father. And the last one that I want to ask you, the last question is, in 20 years' time, you'll be 90, right?
Yeah.
What message would you like to send to your kids 20 years from now? So in 20 years' time, we want to watch this video, and we've never seen it before. What would you like to say to us as your kids?
Well, what I would like to say is, again, because of the changes that one has experienced in this life, not being able to be tied up to cultural beliefs, especially, that life has so much to offer, you know, and your kids have proved that to you. And it didn't have to be that harsh treatment like my own upbringing that brought about these changes that I see while still alive.
Yeah.
And I would just be grateful to God, my wife, and my kids, you know, for the type of respect they've always shown me.
Nice.
And it doesn't change. We do pick up our own fights, but they still know that this is our dad.
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing us into your space. And for me. So before I close, I'm gonna ask you both the same question. I always ask, and whoever is ready to answer can answer the question. 20 years from now, 20 years from today, your kids are watching this. What message do you want to send to them that they're going to watch in 20 years' time? You might still be alive, you might not, but in exactly 20 years from today, what is the one thing that you want to say to your kids that you've probably said before or you might not have said before, but they are going to watch it in 20 years? Maybe I'll start with you, Mzelle.
I think it will answer the question that you asked and Tseko just responded to.
Yeah.
But also it will serve your current question. I want them to know that everything I did for them, or that I do for them today, is very deliberate. I'm wearing overalls.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a laptop. You know, I can work on a laptop.
Yeah, you have to wear a suit.
I've got a proper business.
You're not a painter.
I'm not a painter.
What a disclaimer.
So
By the way, because I'm sure they're wondering, why is this guy wearing? Who's the boss?
I've got a proper business. I've got offices in 4 ways.
That's by the way.
That's by the way.
And you've got staff reporting.
But I want my kids to know that even this was deliberate because I want to build a life for them. I always say the day Oluwatu was born, I stopped living for myself.
Yeah.
And I started living for her. And for me, it is still what drives me till today.
Yeah.
The kind of networks that I create out there are not only for me. Probably that's why I treasure relationships so much. Because those networks are not for me. They are also for my kids. Which school my kids go to has nothing to do with me wanting to be a clever black and have my kids going to a private school. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with whose kids are they going to meet at that school? What kind of friends are they going to create? Because what happens 20 years from today is that the people that give them their next business deal, that gives them their next opportunity, it's either the dad to her friend from school, or it's her friend from school being a CEO of something. Ngifunde elokishini, and to get to a particular point in life is very difficult. So I want my kids to know that coming home late at night, sometimes not seeing them, was so that they could have a better life than the one that I've had.
Sure. Zako?
So, what I've said to my kids, and I'll keep repeating, and 20 years later they'll see this and say, Dad has always administered that he's building a legacy for us. But a legacy not that we are spoiled kids, but a legacy that we are something from that legacy. We have something to hold on to. My kids help me put up washing lines because they want to learn how to do it. My kids help me go put up umbrellas when I've got umbrella orders. And for them, it's them learning something that they're going to continue with in their life. So I'm not living for myself for the moment, but I'm living to make sure that when I'm gone or when I'm still here, they have good relationships with people. They are always cherished. They are always given an opportunity in their lives. That's me still driving in a bakkie when my friends are driving in expensive cars because I want to give them good education. I don't ever or at any moment regret that decision, and one day they'll realize that our dad made this legacy for us. He lived for us so that they can also impart the same enrichment that they have then to their own kids, and we continue as a strong nation because we had a basic bringing up. So right now I won't be saying I'm living for myself, but for my kids.
You heard it from two gentlemen that are good friends of mine, great fathers. The last question I wanted to ask you is, 20 years from today, if you had an opportunity, well, you do now, to say something to your kids that they will watch 20 years from today, what would that be?
Is that they should be the best of themselves and do the world good. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah. Do the world good.
Yeah.
Do the world good.
Yeah.
I think that's a powerful statement. It sounds simple, but it's actually powerful because if we all as individuals did the world good, the world would be a better place.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you for your time as a brother, as someone I respect.
Myself, I will say I am proud for them to take my advice, my mentorship, my guidance, and I would just pat them at the back and say thank you for allowing me to be your mentor, to be, you see, like a crab. A crab will always say to the little ones, walk straight, but the crab itself walking sideways. So so for them to follow me, to follow the steps, to walk in my steps, thank you.
Okay, I would say to them, they must always remember that for every decision that they take, they must study the consequences, because they will suffer the choices that they have made. Unfortunately, I cannot always decide for them. So they must always remember that and put that in their mind. That for every decision they take, they must study the consequences, because they will suffer the choices of those decisions.
Thank you, guys.
They are living for themselves, and they should not follow my shadow. They should actually explore and find something for themselves. Of course, there will be those genetical influence, some regrettable, but some would actually be empowering. And I hope that those that are empowering, they take them to their greater heights.
Thank you so much.
Boy, thank you for changing our lives. Thank you for coming into our lives. What do I say to you? There's no failures in life if you don't try. And if you don't try, you will never experience failure. And failure is what makes you who you are. So keep on trying and fail as many times as you can, because that's where your true character will come from. I always tell your mom that I want to raise a kind boy, a smart boy, and a strong boy. A man that's going to respect women and is going to respect everyone and everything that walks on this earth. So be true to who you are. Do not change your stripes. And if you feel like you're changing, just recalibrate and just think about where you come from. I'll always be here for you, God willing. But while I'm still here on earth, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to say, you can say it with your chest, and I'll always be here.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, so I'm now chilling with a brother, a father, someone that I literally look up to. We've met recently. We worked together on the Mzansi Chris Makeover show. He's actually my director. He's the one that brings the creative juices into the space. And ever since I've met him, we just get along. You know, we've got a lot in common. We love our families. We love our wives. We love our kids. So my brother, how many kids do you have, Gonch?
I have 2.
Boy and a girl, ne?
Boy and a girl, yeah.
In fact, the other day I was wishing his son a happy birthday on video.
Yeah.
It was nice for me to do that, because as a father, you always extend that hand of fatherhood. We are all fathers. So 20 years from now, if your kids have to watch this video, what message would you send to them? And they're gonna watch this video in 20 years from today.
I say, JJ and Gabby, listen to your heart, listen to that voice in you, and don't listen to friends who don't want you. So if you believe in something and your friends discourage you, don't listen to them.
Yeah.
No matter who they are to you, best friend or whatever. If you say you want to be a pilot, it's because you can be a pilot.
Yeah.
So if they put doubt in you, it means they don't believe in you.
Yeah.
So, don't listen to them. It took me years to figure that out, that I can be anything I want, I can do whatever I want, There's limitless opportunities, and only you can say no. No one else can. Even your parents, if they say no, they're wrong. So I say you can be whoever, you can be whatever and whoever you want to be. Just walk towards that, and eventually you will succeed.
Sure. Powerful. The last question. So before I end this, I want to find out from you, 20 years from now.
Yes.
You have an opportunity to say something to your kids. They are watching this. 20 years from now, will either still be alive or will be passed on. Doesn't matter. But in 20 years' time, what message do you want to leave with your kids that they can watch 20 years from today?
I love them, I loved them, and I will always love them. That's number one.
Yeah.
And the good thing with me is the seed.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's small victories, man. The fact that I get to take them to school every day and fetch them every day.
Yeah.
That for me is sensational.
Yeah.
It's
not a job.
People take.
It's not a job.
No,
it's not a job.
No.
Yeah.
And that's something that someone else who's doing it's like I have to go. No.
It's a schlep. No. It's an opportunity.
Yes. For me, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'd always joke with my wife and say, the one memory that I want my kids to always have is our father cooking for us.
Yeah.
That for me surpasses anything else. Absolutely anything else. Yes, we work for a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we take them to the best schools, take them on holidays. Yeah. But for me, literally, if they say in 20 years' time, what do you remember of your dad, is snap. Him standing in the kitchen cooking for us. Yeah. Because you do know, as black fathers, it's taboo to be in the kitchen.
It's not cool.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you see, for me, the thing is with this Amatama series.
And the last question before I close off. So you are raising this young smart boy I call him Moby, this 10-year-old, and you've integrated them into your life, and you're quite clear about the fact that he's got his parents, which is wonderful, because it's not like you're not acknowledging their role. 20 years from now, what would you like to say to him if he had to watch this video 20 years later? What message would you want him to stick by or continue with in your absence?
Listen, I mean, he must know he's brought me great joy. I mean, that's a fact. Look, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. You know, going through a bit of a tough time. I might have to move to Cape Town to my family, and he might have to stay here. It's something that I don't really want to happen. But for economic and whatever issues going on in my life right now, that might be the case soon. It would break my heart a little bit, but regardless, I mean, I would still always keep in contact. You know, and I would,
because that bond can never be broken.
Yeah. So listen, he's given me great joy, and I think he's growing up to be a fine young man due to his parents. I mean, I think,
yourself. Don't take that away from.
Yeah, but you know,
role.
they spend a lot of time with him. You know, I spend X time with him. It's mainly them. But I would like, I'm glad that he's of an age that if I had to go tomorrow, that I think he'll always remember me.
And your teachings as well.
And so if I do go to Cape Town, obviously I would, if I could, fly him down every December to come to the beach. Him and his family, if possible. So, but I'm always scared for his well-being. I mean, it's obvious that even my family in Cape Town will always ask, "How's Claudie? You know, how's he doing?" You know, so. No, it's a bond for life, regardless what happens.
Love that.
When you take the responsibility, it's a bond for life. You can't chop it because it doesn't suit you financially, emotionally, or whatever. Because that, I think, is the cruelest thing you can do to a kid. You can say to him, "Listen, I have to go home because I'm broke." But you know what? There's phone calls, there's video calls,
the social media.
There's, that contact, no matter what your situation is, can always be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Baby Joy himself. It's a bond for life. Okay, and then the last two questions, the other question I wanted to ask you is, if there's one thing that you would like, or you would have liked to have said to your father before he passed on, or you'd like to say to him in his absence, because his spirit still lives in us. What? Let me just drop this. What would that be? What message would you like to send to your dad, or what would you like to say to him that you never had a chance to say to him whilst he was still alive?
I would truly like the words of appreciation, because again, some of the things that turn out to be in real life are things that happen when someone is already gone. And those regrets would always stay. But we'd always be, grateful to my father. I mean, I'm talking on behalf of my siblings as well. With all of us. I mean, by the way, there are 4 of us and we are still alive. We actually talk about it now. That in reflection, had our father been here, we'd be laughing.
And he was a funny man.
He was a funny man.
Extremely.
He was extremely funny.
I think that's where you take it from. And me too, because I'm actually quite funny sometimes.
Yes, you are. But I remain indebted to my father and very grateful that I am truly because of
him and his teachings.
And his teachings, yes.
And the last one that I want to ask you, the last question.